I'm not a very studious kid anyhow, so I thought, I tried YBC. It lasted about a month and a half.
Good evening and welcome.
We hear you.
We're going to call together the order to meeting of the Yakima City Council meeting August 4th, 2025. And just so that the audience will know, we have 4 council members appearing by Zoom this evening. So we really have a quorum, despite how it looks. We'll start with roll call, please.
Weird.
Berg,
Here.
Brown,
Here.
Byers,
Present.
Decio,
Here.
Glenn,
Here.
Herrera, not present yet. Roy,
Here.
Thank you. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now we'll have interpreter services.
Good evening, Jorge Villaseñor, Language Connection. Si alguien necesita la ayuda de un intérprete, aquí tengo los radios y estoy disponible para hacerlo. Gracias.
Gracias. Next on the agenda is public comment. There will be 35 minutes allotted for public comment this evening. If you wish to make a comment, you need to fill out the paperwork in the lobby and give it to the city clerk. When you come to the podium, please give us your name and the city in which you live. State law prohibits electioneering at city facilities. During public comment, speakers cannot campaign for or against candidates or support or oppose any ballot measure in the upcoming election. So first tonight is Juliet Porteous.
Hello, Council. My name is Juliet Patricus, and I live in Yakima. I live a few blocks away from the Franklin Park pool, and over the years, my 5 children have had swim lessons there, and we often go there for recreation on hot summer days. It was really sad to see that it's on the chopping block in the council's cuts. I'm not sure what families in my neighborhood are going to do over the hot summer days for their children, not to mention that swimming is an important life skill, and it's good outdoor exercise. I hope the council can find a way to reinstate the Franklin Park pool for our families and children's needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next is Tony Sandoval.
Got all this room.
Tony Sandoval, District 3, Yakima. I want to start off by saying that nobody in the city hall has influenced me or about the budget cut of city cuts. So I decided to look into the legal department front desk staff. Some of the following I've came up with, discovered, and what this person does is I don't know if it's a her or she, it inputs criminal referrals from the Yakima Police Department and County Prosecutor, identifies victims in crisis for the immediate assistance, enters gone arrival, domestic violence, intimate partners warrant requests, conducts court rule mandated addresses checks for summons, files various documents with the municipal and superior court, inputs summons and case settings notice provided by Yakima Municipal Court. I know I'm going to run out of time, so I'm going to skip around here. Also greets patrons, including very difficult patrons, who drop in the office or on the phone. So a note on this is none of these tasks will go away just because the position is cut. They're a business required for a functioning prosecuting office. And I've noticed that legal department is already working with more with less. I took a gander during the court session of that day, and I noticed there was only one attorney. They had to deal with the whole caseload of that day. The courtroom was packed. There was, I even noticed people that had the green little jail suits sent to the right. So they do a lot. This position is obviously very important, or the chief would not have mentioned it when he presented. He would have concentrated on his own boat, but he decided to mention this position. So it is a very important position.
Thank you, Mr. Sandoval. Next is Tony Corsi.
My name's Jose, and that's a lie. It's Anthony James Corsi. Remember, you got yourself to blame. I am the son of a man you'll never meet. Are you all deaf? Did you not hear me in this room? Again, not to let us, a U.S. citizen, to speak. It is very, you fill in the blanks. I informed you all, I like Yakima. I loved my wife. You might recall the words, how do you want Yakima to be remembered in history? Because I know my life story, as well as I heard, not in my lifetime would I see. Now wait, I've only seen, as well as I heard, but for the fact you all decided to include Eastern State in the act, which took my wife to lie about me and to me, so I did not inform you all that which took place on top of the floor of Homeland Security. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. The problem is you have yourself to blame. Why would I want to learn how to do it wrong when I already did it right? Because they would have never asked me to sign if they did not vetted me, if they not researched me, if they did not ask me. People, you piss me off. A gentleman wrote, God rest his soul, I am the owner of 1512 Hathaway, which is right behind the Espresso in the secondhand store I owned. I am requesting for Tony Corsi to be the responsible person in his absence. The man died 2 days later, and he had a son and a daughter. Oh, people, why you do this? You have yourself to blame. You might look up SARBANES space OXLEY Act of 2002. Do you remember what happened when the towers went down?
Thank you, Mr. Corsi. No other slips? All right. Mr. Beeler, is there anyone on Zoom who wishes to address the council this evening?
No, Mayor Byers, there is not.
Thank you. Then we will close the public participation portion. We'll move on to item 5, which is an open discussion for the order by the council to appoint members of the pro and con committees. And I open the floor. If anybody has a motion, we would,
Yeah, Mayor,
yes,
I have a motion. Is it okay to do that now?
yes.
Okay. I would move to appoint Elmer Bud Baker, David Olafson, and Lisa Wallace to the 4 committee.
I'll second it.
All right, so we have a motion by Councilman DeCio and a second by Deputy Mayor Brown to appoint Bud Baker, is that correct?
Becker,
Yes,
David
thank you.
Olafson, and Lisa.
And David Elifson and Lisa Wallace. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a vote, please. All of those, you're gonna have to give me a verbal vote here because I can't see hands if you raise them. So all of those in favor, please say aye.
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 Yes.
Okay, so I think I heard everyone but Leo. Did I hear you, Leo?
No, I said aye, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I also say aye, and that is 6-0. Motion passes. Thank you, council.
You heard Rick?
Yes, I heard
Rick?
Rick.
Okay.
Unmute, Rick.
Oh, he's muted.
Are you muted? I thought that was him I heard. It must have been Leo. So,
He
Rick?
never-
It looks like he's muted still.
Rick,
Yeah.
can you unmute yourself?
Looks frozen.
He's
I
frozen.
didn't mute myself, but there you
Okay.
go.
All right, can you say aye then if you want an agreement or no?
I'll go ahead and say aye.
Thank you. So we still have a 6-0 vote. Thank you, council. Motion passes. I would now entertain a motion for a pro committee. Do we have any motions from the floor?
I have one.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I would move to nominate Cameron Weber, Gunnar Berg, and Dana Johnson for the No Committee.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Councilman Berg and a second by Councilman Roy to nominate, can you repeat the names for me, please?
Yeah, Cameron Weber,
Cameron Weber and
Gunnerberg.
Dana Johnson and Gunnerberg, is that correct?
Correct, yep.
All right, thank you. So we have a first, a motion and a second on that. Do we have any discussion, council? Hearing none, then we'll take a vote. All of those in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, I don't think I heard you again, Rick, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Okay, so any opposed? All right, then we have a 6-0 vote and the motion passes. Thank you, council. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Items listed are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion without discussion. A council member may remove or request to remove one item from the consent agenda, and if approved, it will be placed on the regular agenda for discussion and consideration. Does any council member wish to remove an item from the consent agenda? All right, hearing none. Clerk, would you read the agenda, please?
Item 7A is approval of minutes from the July 15, 2025 City Council regular meeting, July 22, 2025 City Council special meetings, and July 24, 2025 special meeting. Item B is project completion and contract acceptance with Knoebels Electric, Inc. for North 2nd Street and Staff Sergeant Pendleton Way Sidewalk Replacement Project 2603. Item C is project completion and acceptance of Taxi Lane Charlie Extension Construction and Construction Management AP 2495/AP 2496. Item D is vendor contract closeout with Boss Construction, Inc. for the wastewater treatment plant primary digester 2 and 3 cleaning project WF 2715. Item E is revised set date from August 12, 2025 to August 19, 2025 to consider a notice of intent to commence annexation, Lockridge annexation in the vicinity of 80th Avenue and Lauren Place. Item F is a resolution authorizing the implementation of a technology fee to cover the cost for the registration software used for Yakima Parks and Recreation programs and events. Item G is a resolution authorizing multiple awards and agreements for quote 22533 tree trimmings/pruning and removal services for city parks and streets divisions. Item
Please keep
H.
the discussion down so we can hear. Thank you. Go ahead.
Item H is an ordinance repealing ordinance number 2025-003. Item I is a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign a consent letter consenting to a change in control to the franchise agreement granted to Wholesale Networks LLC and Ziply Fiber Pacific LLC pursuant to Section 2.13 of the franchise agreement.
Madam Mayor, I would move to approve the consent agenda. Sorry. Sheesh.
Second.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Deputy Mayor Brown and a second, I believe, by Councilman Berg. Is that correct?
Correct, yep.
Thank you. To approve the consent agenda as read, and we'll need a roll call vote, please.
Berg,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
Decio,
Yes.
Glenn,
Yes.
Roy,
Yes.
Herrera is absent.
All right, thank you. That is a 6-2 none vote, and so it passes and all of the resolutions are adopted. Thank you, council.
It's too early for.
Too early, okay. We're going to move down to department items because we don't start our public meetings until 6 o'clock. The first is a resolution adopting the HUD mandated 5-year consolidated plan, and our Bill Preston, our community director, is going to present to council.
Actually, can we skip that one because that one goes with the public hearing? It should immediately follow 9 or 8B
Okay,
or
we'll
whatever
skip
it is.
that. We'll go to B and stay up here, please.
Yes.
It's a resolution authorizing acceptance of Washington State Department of Transportation 2025 through 2027 pedestrian and bicycle safety program. Please go ahead, Mr. Preston.
Good evening, council. So every once in a while, a number of times a year, I get up here and share with you and request that we accept an award from the Department of Transportation or some other funding source for one of our projects. Well, that's what I'm up here again to doing. So I've talked in the past about not having a lot of staff and asking for help. And so the Bike Ped and the William O. Douglas Trail assisted me with getting a $1.4 million Bike Ped grant for a shared use path along Powerhouse Road, basically from Fred Meyer down to Cowiche Canyon Road. And, yeah, I think that's what it is. Up.
Yes.
Yeah, however it
Okay,
goes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, the project went in under the name of Wendy Baker Path. However, there is a process that the city must follow, so we will address that issue at a later date. Right now, we're just here to ask council to accept the award. But because of the great help that I received from the Bike Ped Committee, I have Jennifer Gint here to say a few words before you hopefully accept the award.
Please, Jennifer, welcome.
Well, I would hope that pretty confidently that you're not going to turn away money for a project.
We are not.
But it is always a win for the city of Yakima when we're able to create more infrastructure for safe pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure in the city. And so this is a huge win. This was really started by the William O. Douglas Foundation, and we're so happy on behalf of them and the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee. They weren't able to be here today, but wanted to extend gratitude to the city. And we're super excited to be able to connect, because this is a connection between pathways that already exist. And so this is creating a larger network of places for healthy activity in the city, which we're desperately in need of, and just what a wonderful thing to be able to move forward with this and to receive these funds. That's all
Thank
we
you.
have to say.
And we are
Anybody
grateful
else?
also.
We're good?
Thanks
What was
to
that?
we are grateful. Thanks to
Yeah,
all of
thank you.
you for your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so with that, I am just requesting that council authorize City Manager Vicky to accept the award.
Thank you. We will have to have the resolution read by City Clerk, please.
This is a resolution authorizing acceptance and execution of a grant program agreement with the Washington State Department of Transportation for the Wendy Baker Shared Use Path Project 2879.
Madam Mayor, I would move to approve the resolution or adopt the resolution.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion by Deputy Mayor Brown and a second by Councilman DeCio to adopt the resolution. And we'll take a roll call vote, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
DeCio,
Yes.
Glenn,
Yes.
Roy,
Yes.
Berg.
Yes.
All right, motion passes 6-0, and the resolution is adopted. Thank you, council. Thank you so much. Yes. On to item C. Mr. Preston, please stay up here. Oh, no, it's not you anymore, is it? Mr. Hodgman, are you here?
I don't know, that's a lot to cover.
I was like, we've got 8 minutes. Is there
Okay.
anything that we can
Is there
cover
a
in
shorter
8?
one?
How about Craig?
Unless you're fast, we got till 6 o'clock.
Oh, I can do it.
6 minutes. We have 6 minutes, Mr. Hodgman.
All right.
So
Good
we-
evening, council. Thanks. It's always a pleasure to be appearing for you. I have 3 department items for you this evening, all related to the baggage claim project. So the baggage claim project is a multifaceted funding of 3 federal grants plus seed match money. We are already underway with what we have in hand, the residual from the first grant from Congressman Newhouse is $1.1 million left over from the roof and HVAC project. This is the second grant, one that we had to apply for and compete for, and we want to thank our congressional members, Murray, Cantwell, and Newhouse, for providing us letters of support for that. And so you will have before you this evening 3 items. You will have the ATP grant, which is what I'm speaking to you now, followed by a task order agreement for project management for the baggage claim project with MWA Architects, followed by a construction contract with Cliff Thorne Construction, who is currently underway with the roof and HVAC project. So I ask your support for accepting the $1 million Airport Terminal Program grant.
Thank you. Wait here. Clerk, would you read the 3 resolutions, please? We do them separately? Just
Yeah,
one?
separate. It's just item C is 1,
All right.
Okay. No, it's item actually
9C.
D.
We have C.
Oh, C. Starting with C? Okay, we'll start with C.
Item C is a resolution authorizing grant acceptance from the Federal Aviation Administration for the Yakima Air Terminal Building Modernization Baggage Claim and Restroom Project for capital improvements at the Yakima Air Terminal, McAllister Field.
Madam Mayor, I move to adopt the resolution.
I'll
I'll
second.
second. Oh,
Uh-huh.
So we have a motion by Councilman Decio and a second by Deputy Mayor Brown to adopt the resolution. We'll need a roll call vote, please.
Byers,
Yes.
Decio,
Yes.
Glenn,
yes.
Roy,
Yes.
Berg,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
All right, motion passes 6-0 and the resolution is adopted. Thank you, council.
Item D is an agreement with MWA Architects, they're the architect of record who is designing all of the phases. So this is the first phase that they've designed, and this agreement is for construction management.
Read the resolution.
Yes, read the resolution, please.
Let me catch up. This is a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with MWA Architects, Inc. to provide construction administration services for baggage claim and restroom upgrades in the terminal building at Yakima Air Terminal, McAllister Field.
I would move to
Madam
adopt
Mayor.
the
Oh,
resolution.
I'll second.
So we have a motion by Deputy Mayor Brown and a second by Councilman Decio to adopt the resolution as read. We'll take a roll call vote, please.
Decio,
Yes.
Glenn,
Yes.
Roy,
Yes.
Berg,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Byers.
Yes. All right, again, is a 6-0 motion passed and the resolution is adopted. I believe we have one more here.
We've got 4 minutes.
Yes, this is the contract with Cliff Thorne Construction. They are currently doing the roof and HVAC project. It's underway. If you haven't driven by the airport, please do and enjoy the changes that are happening. This is for the baggage claim and restroom construction. And I think I probably shared with you before the renderings. Teaser, I have some renderings for the ticketing, which is coming next year.
right.
So I ask for your support for that we have the authority to sign this construction contract.
Thank you. And clerk, would you read the resolution, please?
This is a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with Cliff Thorne Construction to construct baggage claim and restroom upgrades in the terminal building at Yakima Air Terminal, McAllister Field.
I would move to adopt the resolution.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion by Deputy Mayor Brown, a second by Councilman Decio to adopt the resolution as read. I'll take a roll call vote, please.
Glenn,
Yes.
Roy,
Yes.
Berg,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
Decio.
Yes.
All right, motion passes 6-0 and the resolution is adopted. Thank you, council. Thank you, Mr. Hodgman. Good
Thank
to
you,
see
council.
again.
Thank you very much.
Got 3 minutes.
Okay, I don't think we're gonna get through any of this in 3 minutes.
How about Craig?
Craig's
Can you
willing
get through
to
yours
try.
in 3?
You have 3 minutes. Okay, I can do it. All right, we're gonna move ahead to item 9, which is our City Finance Director, Craig Warner.
Good evening, council. Before you, there's a list of budget amendments for the 2025-2026 budget. There's $594,567.07, which is all grant funded. These are basically programs, most of them are public safety that come in for the specific purpose, and then basically what we do is we increase the revenue and we offset with the expense side. And then there's an additional $1.6 million, which is just an accounting adjustment. It's not changing anything, it's just the way we're accounting for something that's in the street department for $1.6 million. So the total of these are $2,194,567.07.
Thank you. Any questions, council? I'm hearing
Move
none.
to adopt the ordinance.
It's like, do we have to adopt it?
No, this is the first reading.
First reading, okay, but thank you, Councilman Glenn, and we'll have you do it again next time it's read. Thank you, Ms. Warner. Have a good evening.
Do we need to read the ordinance?
Yes.
Yes, would you read it, please?
This is the first reading of an ordinance amending the 2025 through 2026 budget for the city of Yakima and making appropriations from unappropriated fund balances within various funds for expenditure during 2025 for various purposes.
Thank you. All right. Are we safe moving to public hearing?
It's 1 minute,
I'll introduce.
42 seconds, yes.
We're moving back up to item 8, which is public hearings. The first is an open record public hearing and ordinance to consider Yakima Planning Commission's recommendation regarding text amendments to the YMC Title 14 subdivisions and Title 15 Yakima Urban Area Zone Ordinance. And Trevor Martin, our planning manager, is going to present to council.
Hello, good evening, City Council. Again, Trevor Martin, Planning Manager with the City of Yakima. So tonight I have before you a series of work that the Planning Commission has done and a series of items that the City Council has talked about and requested that the Planning Commission look at. So before you, I have an update to the short plat procedures when it comes to notification. We have been implementing an additional step onto ourselves. So I have in there removing that additional step within the notification process. The next big one that we had from council, this was more of a council-driven item that the Planning Commission looked at and made some recommendations on, but it was to expedite the home occupation business license procedures, which is reflected in in these updates as well. And then the final one would be removing a conceptual site plan. I'm not going to put him on the spot tonight, but if you want to talk to Mr. Glenn about that at some point in the future, I'm sure he would love to tell you all about creating a conceptual site plan and what that meant. But those are the key items that I had in this ordinance and these updates.
I'm excited about the home occupation. Good job, guys.
Any comments or questions by council for Mr. Martin at this time? Well, hearing none, I guess I will open the public hearing. Do we have anyone in the audience that's here tonight to address this public hearing? Mr. Beeler, do we have anyone online to address the public hearing?
No, Mayor Byers, we do not.
Thank you. Then I will close the public hearing. And that brings us to, I lost my place on the sheet here. Here we go. We need to have it read into the record, please.
This is an ordinance amending Yakima Municipal Code Titles 14 and 15 to incorporate text amendments associated with home occupation and notification requirements.
I would move to pass the ordinance.
I'll second it.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Deputy Mayor Brown and a second by Councilman Decio to pass the ordinance as read. We'll need a roll call vote, please.
Roy?
Yes.
Berg?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Decio?
Yes.
Glenn?
Yes.
Herrera?
Yes.
All right, the vote is 7-0 and the ordinance is passed. Thank you, council. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Our second public hearing this evening is a public hearing to receive comments on the draft 2025-2029 consolidated plan and 2025 annual action plan for the CDBG and home funds. And this is the second hearing, so it will require action by the council tonight. And Mr. Preston, our Community Development Director, is presenting.
All right, good evening, council. As you introduced, this is a public hearing to receive comments on the draft 2025 to 2029 consolidated plan and the 2025 annual action plan for CDBG and home funds. So the consolidated plan, currently it's been out for review on our website in a draft format. And essentially, I'm just going to go through really, really fast. It addresses the needs of the community, taking a look at our population, our income, demographic, housing, and some other assorted things. The consultant who did that does have the short presentation, so you'll see that. She's going to go through that slideshow here in just a minute. I'm going really, really fast. And that needs assessment in the consolidated plan is the basis for the annual action plan that she's going to talk about a little bit. And then the second part of the consolidation plan is the market analysis, and that's what is the environment like here in Yakima, not
the weather.
Not the weather, thank you. Not the weather, the other type of environment. And what it takes to administer those funds. Again, using that as a basis for the strategic plan. And then we're doing the first year of our 5-year annual action plan, so that's the 2025 annual action plan. And it takes a look at the priority needs, one of them being decent housing. And there's you often see letters of thanks in your council packets from that program out of the Office of Neighborhood Development Services. Included in there in the annual action plan are the influences of the market conditions. There's some admin portion of that, public housing. There's a homeless strategy, and then a list of projects, or not a list, but some policy project type descriptions. So with that, I think Elizabeth can get up here and share with you the PowerPoint that you have, and then we can take public comment following that.
Thank you. Good to see you, Dan.
We're done.
That was so fast.
There we go, look at that. Almost like I know what I'm doing. Okay, now you should just be able to get.
Okay, perfect. I'm Elizabeth McNanny with Resource Consultants, and we've been working with the city since last fall on this plan. We have really enjoyed working with ONDS staff as well as Bill and Lisa, kind of overseeing the project. And I'm just going to go through really quickly some of the information that is in the plan. So just a quick overview of entitlement funds, the consolidated plan, kind of next steps, and then I will happily stand for any questions that anyone has. So entitlement communities are cities that have at least 50,000 residents, and that's kind of the threshold to become an entitlement community for CDBG. There are different thresholds for home PJs to become a participating jurisdiction, but to get your foot in the door, you've got to have 50,000 people or be an urban county with 200,000 people outside of any of the entitlement jurisdictions. These are annual awards. They're designed to be formula grants. So the information that I'll be presenting tonight is really, it's budget neutral. This is all money that comes into the city as a formula grant from the federal government. The people who can be served with these dollars, with CDBG, they are folks who can earn up to 80% of the area median income. And you have that information in front of you. So you can see that these are folks who work in our stores and our schools and places like that who may be eligible to receive services through these programs. And for housing, the 60% number is really about the home funds. So a lot of what you can do with home funds from HUD cap at 60%. So a lot of the housing activities cap at 60% of area median income, and those numbers have just come out recently for this year. The CDBG program overview, you have to meet a national objective. And really, the national objectives are providing viable urban communities through decent housing, a sustainable living environment, and expanded opportunities primarily for low and moderate income people. And so it's benefiting low and moderate income households or areas. So if you're doing a parks project or something like that, you're looking at the service area for that project and determining if at least 51% of the people in that service area or the households are low to moderate income. The prevention or elimination of slums or blights, and this is not used as often. It's actually not used a lot because it has some pretty high benchmarks to meet in order to use it, and it has some pretty decent restrictions included, or to address an urgent need. And you would never use that category unless HUD tells you you can. So it's really about natural disasters for the most part. Core principles of the CDBG program are benefiting low and moderate income persons in the community, and participation. So we've been out at some of the community centers and engaging stakeholders and talking to anyone who would talk to us about the high priority needs that they see in the community. It's really important to get participation while we're putting these plans together. And then partnerships, really finding those developers and public service partners who can do the work on the ground to roll out a program. You've got internal staff working on your rehabilitation programs, and that's fantastic, but they can't do everything. So it's really about finding those partners and leveraging those dollars. And because there's not a huge amount of money in this pot, it's about strategic and targeted investment. So with CDBG, some of the things that are eligible are housing rehab. There are public service activities. There's a long list of public service activities, but these are just some examples. And by child care, that can be like a program in the parks for kids or something too. So the way that HUD designates things is not necessarily what it looks like on the ground. Domestic violence services, things like that. Public facilities. So if you have a community center that needs upgrades, you could potentially utilize funding for that, or sidewalk programs. The city uses some of the CDBG money that they receive, and they have proposed to do this in the next year for sidewalk improvements. Planning and administration, and there has to be an eligible, what HUD calls a matrix code. There has to be an eligible category. So things that aren't eligible: fundraising, expenses for general local government, and income payments, so you can't write checks. Buildings used for the general conduct of government are not eligible for upgrades. And purchase of equipment, fixtures, vehicles, things like that is generally disallowed. Maintenance and repairs also. So you can pay to do upgrades in a park, but you can't pay to mow the lawn. The home program is a little bit different than CDBG. It's not quite as broad, and it's a large program that's run nationwide. And in Yakima, typically the funding is utilized in much the same way it is across the country. It's to build or buy affordable housing for, low-income residents to either purchase or rent, and home buyer assistance or down payment assistance. There are a few other things that you can do. There is a CHODO set aside. That's the Community Housing Development Organization that gets a set aside amount to help with operations every year. So, but these are really the things that the city of Yakima is proposing to do. As you can tell from this slide, there isn't a lot of money. This is not going to solve any one problem in the city, which is really where leveraging and partnerships come into play. With the CDBG funds, because there are some lovely HUD restrictions or requirements for reporting and monitoring and things like that, you can use up to 20% of your allocation for planning and administration. And then if you're doing public services with your dollars, you can use up to 15% of your allocation for public services. With home, because it's a little bit more restrictive and prescriptive, they say that you can use up to 10% for administration. As we're developing the plan, it really is about the 5-year plan, and that contains big, broad strategies and goals and objectives for the 5 years. It's not really what you're going to be doing on the ground every year for that 5 years, because that may change. And then the first annual action plan is also included with that. So there'll be 4 subsequent plans for each of the remaining years during the consolidated plan cycle. And Bill talked about what's in there. There's a housing and homeless needs assessment, a market analysis, a strategic plan, which is it's got a lot of other information in there, but it's really the budget, the big bucket budget. And then the annual action plan is the smaller bucket budgets. So it starts out with needs. And we typically use the objectives that HUD has laid out. Decent housing, a suitable living environment, and expanded opportunities for our low and moderate income residents. That encompasses every single thing that you could possibly do with this money. So we use HUD's objectives as the needs. We also do that because they don't inform anything. It's a legacy on the reporting side for HUD. And they're just there as almost like a placeholder. But the goals are where we really talk about what you'll start to be thinking about doing on the ground. And then projects are a function of the annual action plan. So the needs and goals are in the consolidated plan, projects are in the annual action plan, and those discrete activities that you'll do on the ground, those are a function of the reporting side of the system HUD uses. So it might look like create a suitable living environment. Public facility and neighborhood improvements could be a goal. And that is one of the goals in the con plan. That's one of the proposed goals. The project will break those two apart because you might not do both of those every year, but you might. So it would be public facility improvements and neighborhood improvements could both be included in an annual action plan. And then the activity would be sidewalk improvements on X Street, once that's identified in consultation with Public Works and other folks within the city. So again, the priority needs, we've kind of talked about that. It's provide decent housing, create a suitable living environment, and expand opportunities. The goals are public facility and neighborhood improvements, housing, public services, and administration. And those are what are in the consolidated plan. Here's kind of your budget sheet for what is in the consolidated plan and the first year annual action plan. So you see on the left-hand side, those are the annual allocations. Estimated program incomes. So if there are loans or other ways that the program brings in funds, that comes in as program income. And that can be utilized then for additional activities. And then there are prior year resources. So with all of the funding, a lot of communities are in a position right now where they have some prior year resources that they'll be spending down over the next few years with all of the COVID funding that had been, in the market for a number of years. And the expected amount for the remainder of the consolidated plan, we just take the first annual award and multiply that by 4. That's not going to be exact, but that's what HUD asks us to use. And those are what we use as the estimate for the remainder. Here are the annual action plan, projects and proposed activities. So housing development and preservation support, and this is home dollars. This is 2025 home dollar funding for housing activities, new construction of housing, first-time home buyer program, and the Chodo set-aside. So not all of these may be done every single year because it takes developers time to put together a package of funding and be ready to go through underwriting for construction. So some things won't happen every single year. Housing preservation and rehabilitation is a CDBG program. So that's a 2025 CDBG project, and that's the Emergency Home Repair and Ramp program. Neighborhood improvements, which is funded through CDBG, and that the proposed for this next year are sidewalk improvements. And your annual plan will basically go into effect on October 1st. Public services, so that's the 15% that you can set aside for direct services to low and moderate income residents in Yakima. And an application process is under development. There isn't one that's ready to go today. and then administration. So we have completed that first step, the stakeholder interviews and targeted meetings. Like I said, we've talked to everyone who would talk to us, I think. And we are here today to present and hopefully have council adopt the plan for the next step, which is submission to HUD. And we will incorporate any final stakeholder information or any final public comments into the plan before submission.
Thank you. Council, do you have any questions? I do have a question. I want to go back to the 2025 income limits, where it talks about household size and then 60% and 80%. So does that mean that they have to be at 80% or lower for CDBG, and then 60% or lower for home limits? Is that correct?
Typically 60% or lower for home. There are some exceptions, and 80% or lower for CDBG.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments by council? If not, I'll open the public hearing. Do we have anyone in the audience this evening that wishes to give comment during the public hearing? Please come forward. Just give us your names, please.
My name is Teresa Dingman, and this program is very important to me because it has helped me stay in my home, a home in which I've lived in for the last 45 years with my late husband and raised my daughter. And because of declining health issues and 3 major surgeries in the last 12 months, safety had become a major issue. I heard of the program through Jesse Mooney in a senior program that he came and spoke, and he advised me that maybe I should go ahead and apply. So he brought out applications to me while I was staying with a friend because I could not get into my home because of surgery. And he helped me fill that out, treated me with respect, and kept me in the loop, and provided an understanding for me to where I could understand what was going on in the whole process, and answered all of my questions. And it was important to me as a senior to feel confident in that. They came and they put in a ramp so that would give me easy access to my front entrance of my home. And they're presently installing a walk-in shower for me. I live in a 100-year-old home, and the tub sidewalls are very high, and it was very crazy the way I was having to get in there. It was very unsafe. So I now have 100% assurance that I'm going to be able to live the remaining days in my home.
That's
because
wonderful.
of this program.
Thank you for sharing.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us for this. The Office of Neighborhood Development Services has helped me tremendously, learning a new disabled life.
Can you give us your name, please?
Melinda Pettibone.
Thank you, Melinda.
Living a new disabled life has been difficult. And not only have they helped me learn and how to live in that situation, but they have also helped me with emergency situations for keeping me warm in the winter. And as a single, fixed, low-income, disabled woman in a 55 and older community, we're already targeted by contractors who want to take advantage of people in that community. And knowing that there is somebody there that keeps us safe, and the care that they take as an individual person, that they take to make sure that it's clean and it looks good, and it works. And knowing that they are there for not only me and my community, but this wonderful city, makes those kind of emergency situations a lot less stressful and easier to handle. And that's a huge part of that whole thing. And I'd like to just say that they are really a good part of this city and what makes this city wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you both for coming to share with council this evening. We're grateful that we're able to receive from the city services that were so desperately needed, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Janet Larios, and I'm here with my mother-in-law, Amelia Larios, and we just wanted to say thank you for the program. It's been a tremendous help. She got the HVAC program, and boy, did we not have to break a sweat this summer, nor have to look for fans. It was a big help. She never had AC in the home, so it was a struggle every summer.
Yes.
And it's been a tremendous help, and hope the program continues. Thank you.
Thank you for coming forward to share. Council, don't you feel absolutely wonderful about this? All right, anybody else in the audience who wishes to address the council this evening? Mr. Beeler, is there anyone online who wishes to address this evening at the hearing?
No, Mayor Byers, there is not.
Thank you. Then we will close the public hearing portion. And I think we have an,
Resolution.
yes. Can you read, please, for us? Yes, sir.
Actually, there's a department item, which
Okay.
is next, which is
That's
the
right,
acceptance
that's-
of the, of the
Okay,
plan.
let's go back.
So, so now that the public hearing is done, as I mentioned, that the draft is out. So, we have to include the comments that we heard today, into the final document. So that will be provided to council before it gets uploaded to HUD. It does need to be uploaded by August 16th or 15th, since it's a Friday, so we only have a couple of weeks. So you have seen the document, you had public hearings, and so we are asking for authorization to upload it and approve it once these edits have been added.
Then we'll have the resolution ready.
This is a resolution adopting the proposed 2025 through 2029 five-year consolidated plan and the 2025 annual action plan for Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, and Home Flood programs as mandated by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD.
I would move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
A second.
So we have a motion by Deputy Mayor Brown and a second by Councilman Herrera to adopt the resolution as read. We'll take a roll call vote, please.
Berg,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
Decio,
Yes.
Glenn,
Yes.
Herrera,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
All right, we have a 7-0 vote, so the motion passes and the resolution is adopted. Thank you, council. Thank you, Ms. Preston. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes. All right. We have item F now, which is a review of the U.S. Department of Justice Office, and Sergeant Ryan Yates is going to present to council.
Good evening. My name is Ryan Yates, supervisor with the Yakima Police Department. I run the Special Assault Unit. The Special Assault Unit primarily investigates crimes with domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, and child fatalities. The city of Yakima has been notified by the U.S. Department of Justice that it's eligible to apply for the fiscal year 2025 Office of Violence Against Women grant for enforcement of cybercrimes program in the amount of $500,000. As a part of the application process, the grant requires confirmation from City Council review and the opportunity for public comment. If awarded, the Yakima Police Department, in collaboration with the YWCA Yakima and Aspen Victim Advocacy Services, will implement the Cybercrime Response and Victim Support Initiative. This initiative aims to strengthen the community's ability to investigate and respond to cyber-enabled crimes, particularly those involving domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, dating, violence, and human trafficking. If awarded, these grant funds will be used to One, acquire the advanced digital forensic tools for mobile device evidence extraction analysis, Gray Key and Celebrate. We currently have Celebrate. Gray Key is another addition to that for different phones. Specialized training to officers, detectives, and advocates on detection, investigation, and prosecution of cybercrimes. Support collaborative operations targeting online human trafficking and exploitation with both adults and children. Assist the Yakima Domestic Violence High Risk Team in supporting victims with humanitarian support in accordance with the grant. And fund overtime cost to fulfill objectives listed above and to expand the enforcement beyond current staffing levels. This is a 3-year grant opportunity. Standard grant reporting applies. No additional requirements are there. We're requesting the ability to move forward with the application for this grant, and I'm here for any questions you may have.
Thank you, Sergeant Yates. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to ask a question or make a comment about the grant this evening? Please do. Can you come up to the microphone, please, and identify yourself?
I'm Samuel Sanchez, and I think it would be a good benefit. I mean, just if you are following along on social media platforms besides Instagram and Facebook, that there will be some posts from other people that have mentioned to be worried about individuals who are walking in stores, and spotting some people with the intents of either hurting somebody or just causing discomfort with women's. And I think it would be a benefit to try to promote these kinds of opportunities in this valley, especially when it's hard to actually get somebody to have an ear to actually pay attention to some of these things. Not to saying that you're not doing your job, but just saying that there'd be more benefits on the long run. And I don't know, but I think it'd be good.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Anyone else who wishes to address the council? All right.
Good.
Yes.
No questions from the council?
No, any questions from the council? All right. We would have the,
Do we need to read
we'll need a,
something, or-
no?
No?
Okay,
There's no action?
no action. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you for coming to present that to
Thank
us, Sergeant Yates. Have a good
Do it.
evening. All right. We are now down to item 10, which is city manager updates. So,
We got one more. Oh, no.
oh, no, Craig
No, we
was
did
already,
that.
we
That's
did that
right,
already. We
Craig.
snuck Craig in there.
I'm ready to back clean up tonight.
Ms.
Good
Baker.
evening, council, mayor. Just some brief updates on how we're doing. Last time we got together, we had a $3 million cut package that was implemented or passed, and we are now in implementation at the city, putting together a communication plan for the community. I know there's a lot of questions. So we're getting that together so that we can have one person, which is Randy Beeler, who is going to help us come up with that plan for the communication. And we're putting that together. We're also putting together the timeline and reviewing as some of those things happen right away, and some of those things will take a little bit of time. So we'll have all of that put together. Just wanted to give a short update on that. And then over the next couple months, we'll be developing 2 budget documents based on what happens in the community. We'll have one budget that has $9 million in cuts. We'll have one budget that has the $3 million cut package that's been passed and $6 million in levy, depending on what happens. And then so everyone knows, it takes a lot of time to put that stuff together. So I know there's a lot of questions about all of the things in that, but it will be coming to you later. So I know you're still getting those questions. We'll put together the communication plan and get that stuff out to the community. Another thing I wanted to share, just as a perspective, as I know there have been a lot of questions in the community about how staff and the city approaches projects, mostly capital projects. And so I thought I would share a little bit of our perspective as a team here on how we're looking at those projects. So we have, of course, years of things that we would like to accomplish here, and we have them kind of set in a timeline and prioritized. And then they're analyzed to make sure they're cost effective and that they're delivering great service for our community. But we also are looking at whether they are sustainable with maintenance and operations. So we're not just looking at whether the grant will handle the construction or the grant will help us build something out. It's whether we can afford it long-term. Just trying to create a more stable budget for the city. So we're looking at that. And I think we're also taking an analysis and looking at some of the things that, we talked about last fall. The city of Yakima has a lot of items that are not necessarily part of a normal city. I'll give an example that we own a cemetery, for example. And so we're looking at those items and taking kind of a look at whether an analysis of that all of those specific things to see if they are penciling out, if we need to make adjustments, what do they look like individually. So we're going to be looking at that too as part of this budget process. And then just, the overall goal being that we set up a very stable, financially responsible city going forward. So that is my update.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Any questions, comments by council? I'm not seeing or hearing any. So thank you very
Can't
much
see
for the
them
update.
over
I know. That moves us to item 11, which is other business. Does any council person have other business this evening?
I do.
All right, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I was recently approached and saw, some of you might have saw a little bit about this, but we have some new champions again in the Evergreen Premier Soccer League, Yakima United, and I wanted to give them a big shout out. But also was going to ask the council if we could do a proclamation for them in the future in recognizing them here at City Hall.
Well, if you're making a motion, and then they would need to submit a proclamation for council to
Right.
review.
Does everyone feel all right if I ask that question to them?
Sure.
Go ahead.
All right. But wanted to give them a shout out. It's when I was talking with their team, they are really kind of the top of the top when it comes to soccer in the state of Washington. And, it's really cool to see that in Yakima, they're kind of a hidden gem. We don't really talk about this a whole lot. And so it's kind of cool.
Mr. Hurt, would you like to hear about today's event?
Oh, yes. Sorry, excuse me. I was at the Henry Beauchamp Center with the National Night Out. Chief was there. I think he's here. He can probably share with the other events, but today they're there until 7:30. So we also had a grand opening of the Sergeant Parks Teenage Center. That's going to be part of the Henry Beauchamp Center there. And then obviously all the resources and events and food. So come on out today or tomorrow.
Thank you. Also, I just want to encourage the community, either tonight at Henry Beauchamp Community Center until 7:30, or I think there are probably about 8 other places in the city that are having a National Night Out celebration tomorrow, and for our community to go to those celebrations and recognize the efforts of people in the community who want things to be safe and healthy and do things together. So I'll be going to 3 of them. Anything else by council this evening? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam Mayor, I would move to adjourn to our next regular meeting on August 19th here at City Hall at 5:30 p.m.
A second.
So we have a motion by Deputy Mayor Brown and a second by Councilman Decio to adjourn to the next City Council regular meeting on August 19th, 2025, 5:30 p.m. here at City Council. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Then we are adjourned. Thank you.